Megalopolis is written and directed by Francis Ford Coppola and is his passion project that he's been working on for decades. Set in the future, this film follows architect Caesar, played by Adam Driver, who wants to transform the corrupt city of New Rome into something better. That's probably the most simple plot description I can give of this movie. Now, as I said, this is something Francis Ford Coppola has been wanting to make for years. No studio would fund it, so he sold part of his winery to put up the $120 million budget. Now, straight off the bat, this movie has been incredibly divisive. I've seen some hailing it as a masterpiece, but then I've also seen a lot of people have a similar reaction to me, that of what the fuck actually is this? So let's start with positives first. Visually, this movie looks great. The colours are rich. There are some really experimental things Coppola does with the camera here, and the visuals do call to be seen on a big screen due to the sheer scale of them. Also, Aubrey Plaza really understands her character. Her character is called Wow Platinum. I am not kidding, that is literally the name of her character. And she really felt like she knew what she was doing. And I'm gonna be honest, that's where the positives end for Megalopolis. Firstly, this movie's nonsensical. It makes no sense. Like, my answers for my science GCSE papers made more sense than this movie. And believe me, that is saying something. This movie doesn't just make no sense, it's also incredibly messy. This movie is trying to do 50 million things at once. It really does feel like an amalgamation of 40 to 50 years of ideas, but they don't come together in the slightest. And I honestly could not tell you what this movie is about in terms of a message because it's so messy. Like, I really don't know what I was supposed to take away from this movie. It also doesn't help that the characters are either annoying or dull. Especially Adam Driver's character, who is the lead character. I just didn't find there to be anything to connect with him on. Even when the film tries to give him a backstory, that's because it's executed in a very pretentious way. And that leads into my next issue. This movie as a whole is just so self-indulgent. It's absolutely clear this is the movie Coppola wanted to make. But at the same time, it's not enjoyable because of that. I found it so hard to enjoy, quite frankly, because of how up its own arse it is. It knows it's artsy, but that's really all the film has to it, in my opinion. I'm not going to beat around the bush any longer. I hated this movie. Even the bad reviews have been like, you need to see this movie because of how insane it is. I think the most disappointing thing about Megalopolis is not that it's so bad it's good, but it's just boring. I'm going to give Megalopolis a D. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. You guys are awesome. Blu-ray Billy, logging off.